This is the brand new Eagle McMahon Envy, and today we're gonna see how good it is. But first, let's talk about it. The Envy is a putter that I've absolutely fallen in love with. The depth of the disc is great for my hand, and it really feels like I'm holding a mid-range rather than a putter. It's got a flat flight plate, and the Envy isn't as rounded as most putters, which is another reason I feel like it feels great in the hand. Today, I have two other Envies to compare with the brand new Prism Proton Envy. The first one is the one I currently bag, which is the Electron Firm Plastic. This is the one we got after Conrad's Miracle Shot. The next one's in Eclipse Plastic, which is Axiom's Glow Plastic, which is very interesting because on this Envy, they even changed the flight numbers to 3302 instead of 33-12. So right off the bat, we can kind of tell that this is supposed to be more stable than the other two. I'm gonna start off with some flat angles here and see what kind of flights we can produce. We have the Prism Proton Envy first. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful flight. That is kind of like the Electron Firm when it's brand new, I feel like. Nice stability, doesn't want to turn at all, but still has a minimal fade at the end. Next, we have the Eclipse Envy Glow Plastic. And like I said, they've changed the flight numbers on this, so it's supposed to be maybe a little bit more stable. Not really a huge difference there. Pretty nose up, if anything. I feel like that one actually finished a little bit straighter. Hopefully the drone will show us. Then we have the Electron Firm Envy. This one hasn't been thrown a whole lot, so it's relatively new. But this plastic is gonna beat in for you a little bit easier and a little bit faster than the first two I threw. That might came out on a little bit of Annie even. Kind of fluttery, ended up on that right side. This time I'm really gonna try to get on them on that flat angle again. See if we can kind of push them a little bit further. You kind of see how the Electron had a pretty different flight there. Might have come out a little wobbly and a little bit of anhyzer, but it finished way right of the other two. The Proton Prism Envy that time actually went the furthest. We'll go with the same lineup. Prism first. Oh, a little bit of hyzer that time. Nice flip up though, actually. And straight down. Also slight hyzer. That one has really no sense of a flip up, whereas the Prism Proton looked like it actually flipped up just slightly. We do have a little bit of a headwind, but the Eclipse Envy, it didn't do anything in the wind. And that flips up like money, and that's so straight. So the Electron Firm flips up and goes dead straight. I mean, that's the same line I put it on where it ended. We're gonna go ahead and throw these one more time. We're gonna throw them on the Annie angle. Now, this is a pretty tough angle to show for the camera because the power has to be right on all three. The reason why is if I throw one a little bit harder than the other, then it's gonna ride the Annie. From what I've learned from those first few throws, is that the stability kind of goes like this. You have the Electron that is the less stable one. Then the medium stability, which is great stability really, is the Eagle. And then you have the Glow Eclipse that I would have to say is the most stable. We'll go same order here. Prism first. So it kind of holds a little bit, but as you can see right now, kind of lands perfectly flat actually. We'll try to keep that same power for these next shots. So that's pretty dang similar. It's actually starting to fade too. Oh my gosh. I just saw a bird flying and I thought it was my drone just taking off. Whew. That gave me a heart attack. The Eclipse is pretty similar to the Prism Proton, but I felt like at the end of the flight, it was actually kind of fading, even though we put it on that Annie. Now, the Prism Proton, it did fight out of Annie, but it kind of dropped straight down, landed a little bit more flat, where the Glow was actually starting to fade if it was higher. Now we got the last one here, and this one really, you know, it might land flat, but it really should hold that angle. Yeah, so that one just kind of rides the Annie. It actually did land flat, which is kind of nice. Obviously you want them to land flat so they don't roll, but I mean, it didn't have any sort of fight to it just like the first two kind of fought out of that ante. So hopefully that gives you some sort of representation on how this new Prism Proton Envy is flying. In my opinion, the stability is great, especially if you don't want something that's going to be in very quickly. Like if the Electron was brand new, I think we would get similar flights out of it, but it's probably still going to leak a little bit to the right is what I've noticed with the one I bagged. I'm actually going to pick these up, head to the course, and see if we can get some nice shots with this Envy. All right, we have pulled up to Xenia Rotary, which is a rather small course, I would say. Should have some pretty decent holes out here where we can throw the Envy on. And I'm literally only bringing this Envy. Hopefully we can get some good shots. Starting off on a pretty easy hole 1 here. Doesn't really get any easier than this, 175 feet. Yep. Lawn darts out here. I really think I might replace the Envy I-bag, the Electron Firm, with this Envy, just because I don't think it's going to get beaten in very easily or very fast, which means I'm going to be able to have it in the bag a little bit longer. Now, the Electron Envy is great because if you're looking for a flip-up putter, then it's beautiful. I mean, it goes a far way still, but sometimes it does start to drift a little bit right on you, and then you're just going to have to replace it if you want that straight flight. Take this all day for a nice little tap-in birdie. Yeah, a little bit hyzer. A little higher, Max. So stable, Max. Honestly, if I put that on the right side. Come on, stay in the air. Get there. This one's a little bit tricky. I could go straight hyzer forehand, or I could play a little flex forehand. I don't think backhand and hyzer really is a great play on this hole. We'll try and go a little bit down the middle. I think I can pull this shot off. Yeah, I'm just giving it a little bit too much credit for the forehand, I think. My putters always come out a little floppy anyway. So with the slow speed putter, even though it's stable, you know, if I throw it backhand, it's not going to be able to neutralize and stable out. This hole just goes downhill slightly to the right, but we might want a little pop of anhyzer on this Envy to keep it relatively straight. So that could get down and just skid. That's not bad at all. Might be one of the better drives I've had this far. Come on. Oh, finally we hit one. I talk about a doinker. 180 feet maybe? 140 feet. Shows what I know. Get up there. Seems like if I throw the Envy soft on forehand, I can get like a decent flight out of it, obviously. But the Envy is never one that I've really liked to forehand. They come out of my hand extremely wobbly for some reason. Even when I would try to forehand the one I bag, I just could never really get it to work. Oh, a little bit high, but it's stuck. Let's go. Honestly, I'm down to risk it, even though I'm not really throwing good shots here today. But this is over the creek. A lot of times people will just go, you know, left around the creek just so you don't lose a disc. Looks like the water is down where I could get it out if I do throw it in there. Oh, it got through. Yes. It's short, but it's not in the water. Oh, you know, this really might be the best stability Envy out right now. I really love its stability. When I was in the field, I felt great with it. Now, my problem was I just could not hit a line today. And that's really not the disc's fault. That is this guy's fault. I mean, I was trying out here and it seemed like I could not hit my lines. But all in all, I mean, I like the Envy. It's an Envy. I mean, it's gonna be hype because Eagle's name's on it. That's kind of the point where we're at right now with disc golf. If a big name's on it, it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be good. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.